instead of saving Kahndaq, Harut chose to save me.
The showdown between Black Adam and Superman has been on fans' minds for years, and it looks like we might finally see it happen in a live-action project. Maybe even Black Adam vs. Superman Dawn of Justice 2. So let's break down when and how this epic battle could go down, and which comic book storyline they might use as inspiration. Now let's talk about how a Black Adam vs. Superman movie could actually happen. With the DCEU officially over, DC Studios is shifting its focus to the new DC Universe, which will span across movies, TV, and even video games. But while they're building a fresh continuity, Warner Bros. Discovery and DC Studios are keeping their Elseworlds projects alive, with Matt Reeves continuing his Batman universe with the Batman Part 2 and the Penguin TV series Season 2, with even more spin-offs planned. Since DC Studios is keeping the Elseworlds concept in play, there's always a chance we could get a Black Adam vs. Superman movie with Dwayne Johnson and Henry Cavill in the future. Once DC gets through its Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters slate, they might decide to revisit the DCEU as a standalone Elseworlds project. That way, they wouldn't have to bring back the entire old timeline, just a one-off event that delivers the fight fans have been waiting for. By then, DC will also have more experience handling Elseworlds stories, which could help them craft the perfect way to bring these two powerhouses together. The big question, though, is whether Cavill and Johnson would actually come back for it. Both actors have moved on to new projects, and Cavill's departure from Superman was officially announced. But if the right offer comes along, maybe a massive fan-driven push, there's always a chance they'd suit up again for one last showdown. For now, though, we'll have to wait and see if a Black Adam follow-up ever becomes a reality. If Black Adam vs. Superman Dawn of Justice 2 ever happens, there are a few comic book storylines that could serve as inspiration for the film. One of the most obvious choices would be Action Comics number 831, written by Judd Winick. In this story, Black Adam confronts Superman after being manipulated by Manchester Black's group, the Elite. The fight showcases just how evenly matched the two are, with Black Adam's magic-based strength giving him an edge over Superman. A film adaptation could take elements from this story, portraying Black Adam as a reluctant anti-hero forced into conflict with Superman due to external influences. Another strong contender is Superman Shazam First Thunder by Judd Winick and Joshua Middleton. While the comic primarily focuses on Superman's first meeting with Shazam, it also establishes Black Adam as a formidable antagonist. The story explores themes of power and responsibility, with Black Adam questioning Superman's moral restraint. A movie could adapt these themes, positioning Black Adam as a ruler who believes his harsher methods are necessary, while Superman represents the more traditional heroism. One of the most action-packed storylines that could inspire a film is Forever Evil by Geoff Johns and David Finch. In this crossover event, the crime syndicate invades Earth, leaving villains like Black Adam to step up as unlikely defenders. While Superman and Black Adam don't directly clash in this arc, the film could take inspiration from their differing approaches to dealing with powerful threats. This could set up a scenario where Black Adam sees Superman's ideals as weak, leading to an inevitable battle between them. Additionally, Injustice Gods Among Us by Tom Taylor presents a darker take on Superman that could influence a movie adaptation. In this alternate universe, Superman becomes a dictator after the death of Lois Lane, while Black Adam joins his regime. The dynamic between them shifts from adversaries to uneasy allies, which could provide an interesting angle for a film. Imagine a scenario where Superman, driven by grief or desperation, aligns with Black Adam, only for their ideological differences to push them into conflict. Finally, Darkseid War by Geoff Johns offers another intriguing possibility. In this storyline, Superman temporarily gains godlike powers after exposure to the fire pits of Apocalypse. A film could explore a similar concept where Superman's powers are altered in a way that makes him more aggressive or unstable, forcing Black Adam to challenge him. This would flip expectations, making Black Adam the one who has to stop an out-of-control Superman. Each of these storylines brings something unique to the table, whether it's a direct rivalry, an uneasy alliance, or a battle of ideologies. If DC Studios ever greenlights Black Adam vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice 2, they have plenty of comic book material to draw from to make the clash as epic as fans have always imagined. Beyond Superman and Black Adam, several other characters could play key roles in the film, especially those who have been involved in their battles in the comics. One major addition could be Shazam, given his deep connection to both Superman and Black Adam. Since Shazam shares the same magical origins as Black Adam, he could act as a mediator or even join forces with Superman to take Adam down. This could introduce an epic three-way battle where alliances shift based on ideology and circumstances. Wonder Woman could also be a natural fit for the story, as she has often played the role of a warrior who understands both Superman's restraint and Black Adam's ruthless methods. If the movie follows an Injustice-style narrative, she could either align with Superman or act as a voice of reason, trying to prevent the two from destroying each other. Dr. Fate is another character who could elevate the stakes. As one of the most powerful magic users in the DC universe, he has battled Black Adam before and understands the dangers of unchecked mystical power. His involvement could add a supernatural dimension to the fight, possibly warning Superman about the risks of engaging with someone whose powers are directly tied to ancient magic. The Justice League and the Justice Society of America could also be involved. The JSA, especially characters like Hawkman and Cyclone, already had a history with Black Adam in his solo film. They could return to try and contain him, while the Justice League, led by Batman or the Flash, might step in to support Superman or prevent a full-scale war between these godlike beings. If the film takes inspiration from Forever Evil, then villains like Lex Luthor or Darkseid could have a hand in manipulating events, using the clash between Superman and Black Adam to further their own plans. That difference in mindset could be a game changer. Then again, what if Superman finally decides to cut loose and go all out? If he stops holding back, he might be able to end the fight on his terms. At the end of the day, the battle could go either way, depending on how it plays out. But until DC actually brings this fight to the big screen, the winner remains up for debate. And that's that for today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.